Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in again. I have another comic haul review and kind of discussion, vidcast, whatever this falls under that category of. Today, I picked up a few comics. One that was released, I think, yeah, this week too. So I have comics on both sides here. Not too many, I have 3 issues or 2 issues and the graphic novel today. Um, as you know, last time I did Star Wars #1 and I'm not sure if I had done any more. I know I showcased a few variants. I still have a few more variants coming in, and if you follow my page or Twitter or Instagram, I'll be sure to share those and show you all the variants I have. I didn't go too hog wild on those this year. They were just really expensive, a lot of them, but I did pick up a few that were within reason for me, within my budget, and that I really like because a lot of the expensive ones I didn't like, and I'll quit the rambling now, but just giving you a background. So the first comic we'll be looking at is Deadpool's Art of War #4. I have been reading all these, and I have to say, it's not a fantastic series. I kind of expected that. Here's the cover of it, but I didn't really expect it to be dropping so much after each issue. Just in quality and writing, the art forms have been generically the same throughout. I think it's been yeah, they've been the same artists. And, this is just the end. Deadpool trying to sell his Art of War to Marvel or to a publishing company. And I can't quite remember how much we saw of other Marvel characters in the past. But this issue, it's basically the Avengers battle scene in New York combined with not really Civil War, but, we have the X-Men brought in. We have Cap, Iron Man, Hulk. I see Storm, Angel. Spider Man comes by. I know I'm forgetting a few. Wolverine, of course, Thor and the original people. Loki, the main enemy. Let me just get a quick glance through. I just finished reading it, but I'm, blanking on who else is here. Storm, Iron Man, this, that. So, just a mix of Avengers, X Men. Oh, and Fantastic Four. That's who it was. Um, so, if you've been keeping up with it, it's not a terrible read. There have been better Deadpool series and arcs and whatnot. It's kind of cheesy, but kind of fun at the same time. It's fun to see Deadpool getting in mixed in with other characters, other universes, or other battles, and essentially him being the cause of the Avengers battle in New York, if you want to kind of compare it. Um, I do wish the story was written a little better as far as dialogue. There were just, I think there's too much written on a lot of pages, and it was to the point where you just want to get done with it. It just jargon and rambling in the comic itself. So I wasn't too big of a fan with that. Every time I would go to a page, I'd see, oh wow, there's so many bubbles and words and blurbs and whatnot. So not terrible. It's Deadpool. He's fun, but nothing fantastic for Deadpool's Art of War. So next, let's take a look at Star Wars #2. So this did have the variant covers as well. This was the regular cover with Vader, the Walkers, Chewie, Han, and Stormtroopers. Um, I forgot to mention first, spoiler alert for all these. I will be showing some more pages in this one and the next comic. Um, but Chewie actually isn't even seen in this issue. Even Han mentions Chewie would love this because Chewie's not here. So I'm not sure that they put Chewie. No big deal, but I'm a big Chewie fan. But just saying, he's not in the issue. If you were expecting him. So we start off with Luke and Vader fighting after the Death Star blew up, and I really love this page. It's I think the third page. We kind of see an ode or homage to Episode 3 when Anakin has the or takes Dooku's lightsaber and scissors his head off. So let me get that into view. So if you all can see that, so he takes basically Luke's lightsaber and he's about to cut his head off, similar to what Anakin did in Episode 3 with the red and blue lightsaber. So I thought that was really cool. I instantly caught that and noticed it, and I was happy to see that. Then we have Han and Leia arguing back and forth. It really reminds you of the movies, which is what I love about this comic. There's so much that keeps you entertained and keeps you going, and like you're watching a movie, but it is also so much more because it's a comic. Things that we haven't seen, or maybe we still won't see in the movies, like the walkers crashing through. I know we didn't really see Vader ever having damage just in old comics, art prints, or I think The Force Unleashed also. He had to take off his helmet. He was damaged and everything. He couldn't breathe even more. Let me try to find that page. So, another spoiler alert about that. And of course, 3PO getting blasted away, carried away. So a lot of back or homage and odes to the movies and what we would see in previous stories and whatnot. It's really cool and really fun. I know Star Wars is not going to be dying down anytime soon, especially this series, and I love it. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Um, of course, there could be the bias. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, whatnot, but I'm pretty sure anyone who, even if you've never watched a Star Wars movie, this is an enjoyable comic um, to pick up. And just going through to show you the real quick shot, you don't see too much of Vader, but you do tell that he's damaged. He's looking for his helmet and whatnot. And in this issue too, we have Twi'leks and Jawas and Mon Calamari, and I don't think they mention anymore or really show anymore. I'm not quite sure what these guys are. I could have sworn I remember seeing them in the Clone Wars, um, but they kind of pull the Jawa and take 3PO, and they're taking all the Falcons um, parts throughout the ship. And the last scene, love it. Vader's having a big role, of course. And I really love and admire they're actually showing you the next cover and the release date. So the next one will be March 11th. And I just think that's really cool because that means they're really on top of their game. And whether they already have it printed or, everything's planned, that's really good to hear. Or good to see, I should say. So lastly, I picked up the latest graphic novel by J. Michael Straczynski. Sorry, I can never say that. It's Superman Earth 1, Volume 3. It's been so long since I've read Volume 1 and 2. It's been a while since they've come out, at least a year. But this one, it's really cool. I'm not a huge fan of the cover. I mean, it definitely caught my attention. But, I don't know, I kind of wish it was slightly different. I don't know, just I don't like it, but I do like it. It's that mixed feeling. Um, so, like I said, I don't remember too much of the first two. So I'm thinking this is a prequel because it does start out with some flashbacks when he was younger and whatnot. But of course, I can't. I'm not going to say for sure because I don't remember. But we do see some Kal or Jor-El. I'm sorry. Um, and oh my god, I'm forgetting her name. Superman's mom, the biological mom. Completely blanking on the name. Where is the name? Anyway, someone please comment in the video below with the name before I find it. But we see Clark basically living in an apartment, working at the newspaper, and Lois in it. And the interesting thing too, huge, spoiler alerts. Just turn it off now if you don't want to hear anything about it. Lex Luthor is in this comic, but he's not against Superman per se. It's actually his wife, Alexa, who is the one against it. And we see very much of a Man of Steel, the film. We see much of that influence because we have the world is afraid of Superman. He's caused so much damage. Of course, he's caused damage before. They're trying to team up with him. Other alien or other Kryptonians are coming in. But I found it really interesting that other than Lex not being the main culprit, of course you'll read it and I'll explain, but his wife is the one that's really pushing for Lex to use the weapons, and Lois isn't the love interest, which is interesting. We get introduced to an escort who is Clark's friend, who really admires Clark, and she likes him. She has a crush on him, but Clark doesn't understand. He has a conversation with Mom, which it's a very dramatic and emotional issue, or emotional novel, because of what is going on with his love life, his personal life, the relationships with the world, with the army. So it's really cool, and it's really cool to see Lex having that different background, that different take on Superman, and having his partner step in to be the main culprit. And Lex doesn't want to hurt Superman, which is really interesting as well. And again, spoiler alert, we do see Zod, which I mean, I don't want to say I don't like it, but it's definitely a different take on Zod. And here's actually a shot of Superman, and you can see they have some, Lois using kind of like a bat signal, except a Superman symbol. So I'm not quite sure if Lois does know Clark is Superman. I don't think so. It doesn't make it seem like it is. But of course, Zod searching for Superman comes in and whatnot, and again, Zod just tries to convince Kal. This is one of my favorite scenes or pages. As you can see, Zod. Let me try to get the glare out of the way. He has like the hood, and he doesn't have the symbol on his chest, or he kind of does, but not really like in Man of Steel or in other issues. Um, and just kind of has armor, and you'll see later on that he does have like an armored suit, which Superman has to destroy. Um, and yeah, it's really interesting, and it's cool to see. Lex is pretty much against killing Superman and fighting him because the weapon he created, whatnot. So it's just an interesting, unique, fun novel to read. It's definitely the Earth One novels have always been great, and J. Michael Straczynski is just fabulous. I'm not sure who the artists are. I'm assuming Arden Syaf is also a writer, but not quite sure. I'll do some research on that too for my personal um, research. But it's really cool. You see more of a relationship with his Earth mother, someone else besides Lois has a love life, and then someone else besides Lex attacking him, and even just the whole military and UN schematic whatever. And what I found interesting too, because I'm still, for those of you that know or don't know, I'm still getting into comics and whatnot. So it's interesting to see Superman's ship, communicating with him. The ship builds a suit. It's analyzing Krypton. I'm not sure, how much that was dealt with or delved into in previous issues, but I really like that. It's cool to see him connecting still with Krypton, with his past, and that's what essentially helps him. And of course, other people. There are other factors, and Superman takes a beating. I'm sure there have been others where he's taken more of a beating, but just taking a beating with the effects of the weapon, just left and right being attacked and punched, broken fingers, like their toothpicks and whatnot. And I won't spoil any more too much, but it's definitely a phenomenal read. Compared to Deadpool, of course, it's completely different. There aren't that crazy or that crazy amount of blurbs on each page. It might be a few small ones here and there, but it's more back and forth conversation as opposed to that where it's just long explanations. But I won't complain about that. And I love the end how we have looks at the sketches and whatnot. Just phenomenal artwork. So I hope to meet J. Michael Straczynski one day. And this was the volume 2, I believe, cover. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I gotta go to work. Thank you all for watching, and please subscribe, follow my pages, and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.